Hey, I'm Kev Chemist. Welcome back to MXGP 2019 as we're in Indonesia. The 11th round of the season in Palembang. I hope I'm saying that right. One of the oldest cities in Southeastern Asia. As we are championship leading chasing. We have closed up to Olsen in the last few rounds. We really got into a roll on this Kawasaki. And there is Olsen. Let's go down the inside as you get pushed into him by Jacobi. The home hero won last time out in Germany. Let's get down the inside. Ben Watson as well into third in the podium place. We've got some nice rhythm sections here. It's got a massive tower as well in the background. Not distracting at all. And we've got some lovely palm trees as well. This is a bit different than the one I remember from MXGP Pro. It's not as tight and twisty and wet. God, it was torrentious rain. If I remember. No, saying that, we do have some very tight corners around it. As you can see, we really are just sliding the bike round. Wide open start though, look how massively wide it is here. Should have kept it in third. Trying to use the bank in there, trying to use like a more traditional wide line, but really working that. To get into the rhythm section now, do we? Not quite yet. Here we go. It's like we're pulling away from Watson behind, which is good for us. Was once again we're ahead of Olsen, even though I'm not quite on the leader's pace here. We're good over rhythm sections. We're trying for that massive run on Sterry down the inside of the brick. With bashing handle, but Hans Adams not very happy with that. Chance the way home as he wants to grab a rare victory this season. One Kawasaki's flying, the other not quite as much for Sterry as he about to be in the top 10 in the championship. A little bit wide there, we both went a bit wide there, a bit out of the groove through the ruts. Bit at the left. So we approach the end of that. Might actually get 5 laps here actually. You can see time has not expired. Very short that, 1:26.4. One of the shortest on the calendar. That is, once again got to take that in third, not second. So see, he takes the wide line as well, but gets much better drive off the corner. We're not able to do that. It's definitely should not have chosen the rider going into the rooms. That's my goal. Lost the bit there, but look at that, gained loads and a bit forceful, I would say, on Sterry. The right rider, he doesn't like it if you give him some of it. He'll give it right back to you. And this time it's definitely expired, so definitely, actually we might want the penultimate lap, will we? Yes, oh my god, that was risky. Should have done that. Let's stay right in our tail now. See, this is why we don't like doing whips or scrubs. It actually ends up costing us time when it should be saving us time. As we get to the end of that. It's across the line. Yeah, 2 to go. There's got Ben Watson in third. So the Brits are loving it here in Asia. So there goes Sterry once again with the better line through there. We've not quite got the run. Let's try this wider line. Is that better? That is not better. Forget I ever tried that. So back with Evans once again. Got Davey behind in 5th. Where's Olsen then? Going very wide there. So did Watson. There's a Brit 1-2. About to be gate crashed. What a rut rider. So back up to 2nd. With a lap and a half to go. We really are sliding the bike, aren't we, around these corners? Thankfully, he's got a bit of a loose surface on top, a bit looser than Germany. Very much reminds me of Qatar, this circuit. Kind of man-made circuit as well, it seems like. To be fair, all circuits have got a man-made, but you know, they're more natural terrain with some. It's a bit like the division we see in Rally Course. I think I mentioned that before, like the World Rally Course Championship, where you've had the Global Rally Cross, which was basically just man-made circuits everywhere, a bit like Supercross, to the equivalent of World Rally Cross or MXGP. But now we're seeing MXGP kind of adapt that, or World Rally Cross, should I say, adapt that philosophy of having these man-made circuits around circuits all over the world, such as Barcelona, Spa, Nürburgring, Silverstone, Abu Dhabi. A massive amount now, and it's kind of taken over the calendar over traditional circuits such as Lydden Hill. I mean, you've still got Hell there, got the Swedish circuit as well. But yeah, it's not a mix anymore, it's more domination now of those circuits. I mean, it gives them more money, so there's a reason to chase them, but still, it's nice to see. And you're seeing that a bit with MXGP, where, you know, they go to Qatar, go to Indonesia as well now. We'll take that. So just under 4 seconds behind, Stereo does grab the victory, but makes it Kawasaki 1-2 with Watson third. Olsen recovered to 4th ahead of Evans on the front of that, Davey in 6th. We've got Tom, Jacoby, Prado and Maxine rounding out the top 10. It's decent result on the first race, but Olsen did a good recovery job in those last couple of laps. So let's see. Can grab the victory, get the overall. Take some more points out of the Dane. As we do up the right line. Oh, into this first corner as Walsh gets into us. And Evans, oh, we get wiped out. Oh, this makes it interesting. We're basically giving everyone a head start. Let's see our true pace then. See how much we can battle through the field. As we get into the 98. Down the inside, 747. Fails to take off there through that corner. As Olsen leads. Get past the Dutchman. Is that Prado down here? What are you doing down here, Jorge? You know, that's a legitimate line as well. We're taking out every lap if I could cheat the corner like that. All the time. It's got Ben Watson just in front as well, so the Brit having a poor start too. Hope he doesn't hold us up. As we slide down the inside of him. Very easy as well. Expecting a bit more defence from Ben. As we get alongside the Belgium into 11th, so we've passed half the field that we needed to. And now we've got the inside line for the left-hander. Get back into the top 10. Get out of it, Tom. That's all we get into someone. Just use them as a break, as you normally do. So go down the inside, back up to 8. What was that, Tom? And he's in 3rd. It's already back up to 7th. And so they all just bogged down in that corner. Yellow flag waving for no reason. Guys just very enthusiastic. Now it's into the top 5. Almost landed on the top of the rider in front. That's really slowed us down. No doubt Evans have a little look back. Well, you've got to be careful sliding the rear there. As you can see, managing the throttle. Remember, we've got an extra lap in these races because the lap is so short, under 1:30. So we can afford maybe take our time in these next couple of laps because the leader's not actually got that far ahead. Like, we can definitely get back on the podium at least. As we do 26.3. Definitely could get in the 25s if we just had a clean lap. So you look 4-4. Try and take the wide line. Got shoved out though. As we are now. Down the inside. What is the rider in front doing? He's going slow everywhere. Is that the Spaniard in front of us? It might be. Let's try and get past. So it's that old Adam alongside us. We're back up into the podium places in 3rd. It is. Oh no, that's Adam in front, is it? No. Just got past him. As Olsen does lead. So we've got to get back up to 2nd at least to be matching points-wise, I believe. Don't remember the point system correctly, or at least be gaining points on the Dane from this round. So he tries the inside manoeuvre, but I run off the corner. Oh, he goes into the back of us as well. Very hot there, the Brit. So that's how you're meant to use the signs. There we have got into the 25s. And the penultimate lap. Trying to at least grab 2nd. There we go. That's how you're meant to take the outside line. Much better run through the corner. Keep going. Let's get into the room section. This is where we gain speed. Or gain this time as I messed it up. That was a clumsy dive. There are quite a few of those in these races, but get into 2nd. Ahead of Jacobi. And there's Olsen right in front. I expect the Dane looked like he was pulling away a couple of laps ago. Obviously not. So I've got to manage the rear. That corner. German has a little look. We say keep that for another day. Once again, he makes a mistake of looking down the inside there for the left-hander. Then we're going to get the run out the corner. Let's approach the final lap here. Oh, the ruts there. Terrible. See, having to get the leg out to get going. Let's do 25.3. That is definitely not a 5-second gap in front. That's a manageable gap to maybe make up on this final lap. We're in championship mode. Do we push for victory or settle for 2nd like we did in the first race after our mistake? We'll see how it goes in this first section because this is where we're a bit quicker than our opponents. Not a good run into the room section. But down the inside of Olsen. Virtually going to a standstill. There's a Dane with no resistance as we take the lead from last. The first challenge completed. Now can we hold it for the 2nd half of this lap? And definitely guarantees ourselves the overall here in Indonesia. It's got... Oh, I can't get that corner right. Well, you definitely take the outside line there. Take the inside for this one. As Olsen's still there, we can't afford to mess up through the final corner. Just once again get stuck in the ruts. Oh, will Olsen get the run? He will not, we win! in Indonesia. So after 5 laps, we won by less than half a second ahead of our championship rival. Jacoby in third ran out the podium on his Kawasaki ahead of the Kawasaki of Steri. So pretty good set for Kawasaki's. Then you've got the KTM of the Spaniard, Iker in 5th. Great result ahead of Evans. And it was the Frenchman down in 7th, Davey in 8th. Muzi in 9th. And then Gurrance in 10th. So we take the overall by 4 points over the Brit, and we're 7 points up on Olsen. So despite a great second race from the Dane, Jacoby in 4th, Evans in 5th. Then we've got Watson, Tom, Davey, Kurt and Maxime that ran out the top 10. So heading to round 12 after our 6th victory of the season. Wow, we've won more than half the races now. We're just 6 points behind Olsen. 54 ahead of Tom, who's grabbed a couple of places ahead of Gurrance and Prado. As we've got Jacoby in 6th, and Watson, Sterry, Evans, Osland running out the top 10 as you scroll further down. Eco into the top 20. Dylan Walsh as well, who you battled with early on, up to 22nd. Rolling up to 29th as well. As we stay in Indonesia for round 12 of the season, the MXGP of Asia has the gates dropped for round 1. For race 1, Jose, of round 12. I mean, like the previous circuit in Indonesia, but this seems to be a bit of a harder top as Watson just pushing us wide. A bit more undulation as well. Let's go downhill. As we're in Semarang now, as hello Calvin. Good to see you, the Dutchman. As well, we get into Prado. As everyone just slows to a halt there over the jump. We've got the Bone alongside us. As well, 747 tries to take us out. It is circuit much more wide open, much faster, bigger jumps as well. Liking it a bit better than the other one, which is tighter and tristier. As we go downhill, we're liking it better as well, up to 4th. Olsen in 2nd. Target locked. Look how wide open this is. Could build a city with how wide open this track is and the gaps. There's Olsen taking the very tight line, we're taking the wider line. That was not a good decision. So once again, he takes the tight line. A little jump. Try and net down his inside. There we go, this is the battle we want. Oh, Olsen, Porto over the rhythm section. There might be a theme as Davey leads. There else the Dutchman. Want some rare clean air this season, or clear air, shall I say. Well, I did read up this city was named the cleanest city for tourism. For 2020 to 2022 as well. You going, Davey? By the tourist board of Southeast Asia, I think it is. So it might be the cleanest air as well in Southeast Asia. As they go we out of that room section. That's something we've really learned from Supercross 3, to really over these room sections to find time. So we're getting side by side with Davey in the air and take the lead from the Dutchman. Yeah, we're noticing one big weakness for our opponents is the rhythm sections and jumps as well. Like sometimes they're not aligned properly. Like you saw with Davey at the beginning of the lap. Like these big jumps, not very good. It's not like Supercross where again the alignment's a bit off sometimes. Like they can jump all over the place. But they're a bit better hand in jumps and rhythm sections because, well, that's what you're dealing with most of the time in Supercross as well. Keeping that flow up. Pretty much is a different way of riding a 250 or 450 compared to these all-terrain or more natural terrain circuits. I was mentioning, you'll see an abundance of, say, Indonesia, Thailand, see an abundance of more Middle Eastern, Asian circuits on the MX calendar. Probably a trend that will continue. I'd love to see the Philippines on here. Not that I think... Well, the Philippines struggle to host the Asian Games this year. As much as I love it there, I'm not sure how they would handle hosting international events such as this when they can handle the South Asian Games or South East Asian Games. It's also up the second hill of Davey, and Davey down. Maybe a bit of a rash move from the Dane, as we've got a very long lap here, 156. So they go from one of the shortest laps to one of the longest. All in the same country. Which is waving a German and Latvian flag for some reason, okay. But yeah, they are bike crazy in Southeast Asia. That's why they're also coming here as well. Like, they are lots of bike fans. Like, as I mentioned, the Philippines, because of just the terrain, like, you've got lots of hills and mountains, lots of rough dirt roads. Like, people use scooters, scooter taxis as well, get around crowded city centres, which have just been overtaken by taxis and cars and jeepneys as well, which is kind of the bus service in the Philippines. Like, it is chaos. It's unorganised and organised chaos at the same time. I have no idea how they don't have many more road traffic accidents. Like, I know I've been in a taxi in the Philippines or in a jeepney. Like, the driver is beeping the horn at least 1 or 2 times per journey. So then that's a journey of like 10 to 20 minutes. But my family live in the mountains compared to the city centre. So yeah, it is a bit crazy. And that is why bikes are so popular. Like, I imagine it's the same in Indonesia as well. And other places in Southeast Asia. With how populated some of the city centres are, especially like Jakarta, like one of the most popular cities in the world. As we've gone to the final lap here. So I'll say they're chasing the money. I also are chasing new fans, exploring, kind of broadening the appeal of MXGP to maybe fans that are already here, being bike fans, but just maybe never experienced this as much. And what better way to show off bikes with that kind of background knowledge than an MXGP event. But yeah, when I say they chase the money, you also got to remember all of these championships, F1, IndyCar, WEC, etc, MotoGP, World Superbikes, they're all businesses as well. Like, they're the sport entertainment businesses. So while we get the entertainment, like we get to see bikes and cars go around circuits, etc., they're making sure they actually get money coming in. And so yeah, that might mean the odd race, say in Bahrain or in Qatar, where there's maybe not a huge fan base, but they're willing to pay quite a lot. Have events such as these, such as seeing F1 cars go around for an hour and a half, being bored out of their minds, such as they do in Russia. So yeah, I can't blame businesses for going to places such as Bahrain, etc., even though I wish they wouldn't do that and stick to where they've got a massive fan base, or where there is a possible massive fan base. So once again, you would have thought we've got it by now, how to get through the start-finish line at the end of the race, but obviously not. Hopefully he will recover Kev Elusive for the next race. Let's hear the Bolson. And you've got the Frenchman, Evans, Gerrans, Davey down in 6th after that crash with their fellow countryman, Falassen. And then we've got Van Donink. And then we've got Andrea, Vanotti, and Oslin running out to the top 10. Sterry back down to normal, down in 15th. The one with Jacoby, surprisingly, down in 13th. So by Mitchell Harrison, Prado in 16th, Watson 17th. Some big names down there. So for the second and final race this episode, looking to grab the maximum, the overall, and the championship lead from Olsen. I think it's very close now. So we've halved the gap to 3 points now. As hello everyone on the inside. As Prado takes the whole shot. Already having a much better race than the first one. As well as someone down. It's ahead of Davey. You experienced that. Let's take the wide line. Try to get past everyone. It's a bit crowded in front as Prado going against Olsen for the lead. As we try and join in, already up to third. It's a bit disappointing after a third of the lap that you already make up 19 places. That's the good thing about Supercross 3, like it is much harder, there's a bit more skill involved than this. I like that it's taken me quite a lot to get good at Supercross 3, or get very average compared to this, which is more of the same with MXGP and MX3, etc. He's coming to get down the inside of Olsen. He's blocking the inside, he's taking that inside line with the little jump. Once ago we made a mistake of taking the outside on the opening of that, even though we lose time compared to the Dane. They take the inside line again, we'll take this line. And I think Prado will keep the lead and we should get closer but not quite take second. As once again gaining massively in the rhythm section. As Olsen takes the lead from Prado, great move from the Dane. The jump, just more confident there than the Spaniard. At least round here with these high speeds and some of these big jumps, we should be able to maybe show off a scrub. Oh no, we did what Prado did and got into him. Jacoby down as well. Lots of folders at the start finish line as we're down to 6th. And we see Olsen getting away in the lead. We've got a bit of work to do this race, as I don't know what the hell 5th was doing. He's just giving us the place. And a bit wide maybe. No, coming back. The next corner. Oh, hello. Really coming back. Again, we can just take the outside of the line, get a much better run over this jump, which we should probably be scrubbing. Is that Calvin in 3rd? What's he doing up there? Let's see the Dutchman up here. We've got it down to 3rd rather than 4th. To get back up to 4th, podium right in front. Or not. It's running a bit wide, but then easily take it back. As apparently we're leading ahead of Baz and Evans. That's news to me, as apparently we're in 4th. And there's definitely a bike in front of us, so put another live time in, as that was not the time to whip it. I should have done it over that jump. But then it'll affect our run going downhill. Let's see, this line seems to be better. I suppose with the jump on the inside. Which I don't quite understand. As Prado's still on the tail of Olsen, still within. I'm going for 1st point in distance. As we're getting elbow to elbow here for 3rd. Oh, trying to cut the cutback, but the harder top surface not allowing us. So I prefer this circuit compared to the first one. Oh, Olsen down. Oh, 3rd down. What are you doing 3rd? Fags raving frantically. We can understand it now. Actually doing it properly. As there is Olsen right in front. Prado in the lead. The Spaniard. Let's go down the inside of our championship rival, do we? Potentially take the championship lead, as we do. Take over 2nd. Now just the Spaniard to beat to definitely take the championship lead away from the Dane. With 6 rounds remaining. Oh my god, that's a massive jump. Wonder if you can actually triple that on a 450. You probably could, couldn't you? On these 250s, just not quite got the grunt. Little whip. That worked out beautifully, actually. Landed it solidly within little mounds. I also noticed the big advantage we got. We are skirting corners. With how wide open these corners are. Like, we get
close to the boundaries at times. Our opponents don't really. They just ride down the middle. Feels like the optimum racing line everywhere. Like you see a couple of variations, like, but they can't do that where they go from inside to outside to inside again. It's often just outside or just inside. So yeah, maybe something else to think about, Milestone. As I am liking MXGP 2019 more than I thought, maybe because I took a bit of a gap from Pro. I didn't have that high expectations for 2019. But yeah, dude, after playing Supercross 3, there are definitely things which I wish were better, as that's one example, as Prado just gifts us the lead. Man diving off a cliff there for no reason. As I do a 55.9, so going to the 55s. Might get a bit lonely now the rest of this race. Yeah, maybe just to finish up our point and about the sports entertainment, like, yeah, it's a shame we get to see races in countries with less of a fan base. But yeah, it does help keep the business going. Like, that's what Bernie's idea was in F1 when he took over the commercial side in the 80s and really ran it in the 90s onwards until a few years ago. It was to go from venue to venue, basically. That's the expansion of F1 in the 90s and 2000s. Build tracks to new places that were willing to pay quite a lot. To have F1 go there because the F1 brand was so strong as it's just a commercial brand by the 80s and especially the 90s, like massively popular. F1 over any other motorsport. That's what they had over, say, WRC. Sports cars had just imploded as well in the early 90s, mid to early 90s. Rallying did it in the 80s after with Group B. Even though rallying was very popular around the turn of the century, it then tried to copy F1 with the way it made the event shorter with lots of TV time. Didn't quite work out though, as that's how you whip it over the finish line. So you win by 2.3 cents ahead of Prado, and you've got Olsen, Davey, Tom, Evans, Baz, Enzo in 8th. Isn't he the guy who dropped from 3rd? No, that was the guy who finished in 12th, wasn't it? He dropped from 3rd in the first race I'm thinking of, aren't I? No, it was this race, wasn't it? So you got Osland and Muse. Sometimes it just catches up to me when I'm recording these all back-to-back, these races. It just blow into one as, what are you doing in the last, Watson? As we get the maximum. We're 8 points ahead of Olsen, who's 6 points ahead of Tom, despite having the best second race. And Davey in 4th, Evans in 5th, Prado in 7th, Osler, Gurrence. There's Calvin round at the top 10. Good to see. Watson with just 4 points. Shocking. So after the tour of Indonesia, with just 6 rounds remaining, we lead the championship by 2 points ahead of Olsen after our 7th victory out of 12 rounds. As we've got Tolman in for Prado up to 4th, Gurrence. We've got Jacoby, Ben Watson, Evans, Derry, Osland rounding out the top 10 as it looks like the Italians dropped a couple places. Morgan, 21st ahead of Harrison now. He's ahead of Walsh. So we've got the San Marino rider up to 25th, up 7 places, and Enzo up 12 to 26th. As in this side, we just got 5 riders that haven't scored points now. As next up it is Lockett and Belgium. No, not Belgium, Czech Republic. Very undulating, so very up and down. It's a bit like the French circuit we visited. It's got some twisty parts, very quick as well though. And the circuit we actually know quite well as well from recent MXGPs. So hope we can do well down there and extend our championship lead to Olsen, as we're definitely the form rider in this championship now. We've had how many wins in a row now? It's ridiculous. Oh, we've definitely got on top of this now, and just to show race options. Oh, it's on hard, that's why. Should we put it up to realistic? I thought it was on realistic this whole time. Should we put up to realistic then for next time? Make it a bit tougher. As it's getting a bit samey, isn't it? So yeah, let's see how we do as it gets a bit harder next time. So, for watching, we'll find out then.